Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Random Guy Podcast. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. The official count for my retirement is 355 days before I retire, guys. Yep, so I'm counting down the days on the hamster wheel. Been working full-time since 1985, guys. 40 years, right? Crazy, man. I put my time in, man. I'm done. I'm done with this bullshit. I'm done with the rat race. I'm done with the bullshit. Now it's me time. Washington Post. Hey, Solid Tank. They arrested this guy here. Guy by the name of ICE arrested this guy. Mohammed Khalil, Palestinian activist who led disruptive protests at Columbia University and Barnard College. He was picked up in his university-owned apartment and faces having his visa revoked and his green card canceled. And so, you could look at this headline a couple different ways. I mean, you could look at it in that, Trump's cracking down. The Trumpers will always say that Trump's cracking down on the riffraff, whatever. I mean, you could also see this as, Trump being blatantly pro-Israel, letting Israel do what they want, and any kind of anti-Israel agitation is swatted out like a fly, Or, the way I see this is another sign of a collapsing empire that we're living in, ladies and gentlemen. The empire's collapsing. You have insurrectionists all over the country, and stirring the pot. This is what happens when empires collapse. Things go to shit. For lack of a better term. And then so that's what we're seeing here, guys. Things are going to shit slowly. It's like a slow burn, frog in the boiling water type of thing. But I think eventually this unsustainable economic system is going to collapse. So we'll see what happens, I have no control over it. You guys have no control over it. What's going to happen is going to happen. And, that's the way it is, guys. You can only control your controllables. You can't control Zelensky. You can't control Putin. You can't control Trump. These are all actors. They're all actors in the show, in the divide and conquer show. Dementia Joe Biden was an actor. I mean, he got so proficient in his character that he was pissing and shitting his pants. Actually, he shit his pants in front of the Pope. Biden did. I mean, so there's a lot of layers to the onion here, guys, but you can only control your own controllables. You want to have food, a home, and you want to protect your food and your home. Yeah, we're definitely in the beginnings of a recession, I think. I'm not buying any stock at the moment. I'm holding, what I'm holding. But I'm not even buying the Berkshire Class B shares. I stopped buying those when Buffett stopped buying them. He was buying them back, right? And he only buys them back when the intrinsic value of the stock of the company is more than the stock price. And for the last 2 quarters, Buffett has stopped buying shares of his own company, meaning that in his opinion, the stock is overvalued, even though they're holding 330 $37 billion of cash. I think the last share price I saw was 500 something. So I mean, he thinks it's overvalued. It'll probably drop into the 400s at some point, and maybe that's when he'll kick in. And I'll follow this guy. You know, this guy's is the guru in the investing world. You know, the GOAT, so to speak. So you know, you gotta pay attention to what these people do. Let's see who's here. Solid Tank. Ansel, how are you? Gemma, the dollar is crashing, yes. Rumsey Kandik, how are you? I'm good. How are you, my friend? You were in Eslick. Smiley face. Good morning, Stan and chat, Green Thing. Green Thing, good morning. Green Thing, how's your weekend? Did you have a great weekend? Saman Tali, good morning. Buffett is, yes, he is 94 years old. He certainly is on the grand elder scale of his age. But you know, the cognitive processes there are still going from when I hear him speak. And so you know, he's plugging along. Same thing was with his sidekick, Charlie Munger. Munger was a couple years older than him, was his right-hand man. Charlie Munger passed away a couple years ago. And so there is a succession plan in place at Berkeley. If something, you know, if Buffett kicks the bucket, he's certainly going to kick the bucket at some point. But that may be a buying opportunity. If there's a dip in that stock into the low 400s, 300s even, these are Class B shares. You know, I'm going to load up on those things. The Class A shares were, I don't know, last time I looked, it was well over $100,000 a share for the Class A's. I don't have that kind of money to throw around for a Class A stock. Hello. You are from Iran. Good morning. My Iranian friend, I wish you peace and prosperity in your own land. I hope this Middle East war doesn't expand and engulf the entire region. There's really no need for it. All that's needed is people coexisting and at least trying to understand what their enemies are all about. Warren Buffett eats McDonald's frequently and drinks Coke. He also drives a fairly old car. Yeah, I think his house he bought like in the 1950s. Some, you know, typical middle class type of house. Charlie Munger had the same thing. He had like a middle class house, never moved up. I think Charlie, maybe the last couple decades, was living on the West Coast somewhere. You know, he might have bought some I don't know where he was. I think it was in California, or it might have been in California, somewhere along the coast. He had a property, and Charlie was living there, working out of his house. But the thing with these old guys, they keep plugging along, and I guess that's good. It keeps your cognitive function working. You know, and I'm looking at retiring next year, due mainly to my parents' condition deteriorating, and I'm having to become their full-time caretaker. And I was thinking, you know, I hear all these people on YouTube, the Boyd community, the bottom of YouTube, all of them, you know, wanting to get on their disability and then start drawing and, you know, not working. And so I'm thinking, you know, the plan was for me to start taking my age 62 Social Security next year. But I mean, I have enough money saved up where I could live off of it for a while. And I'm thinking, what if I don't take that Social Security right away? What if I wait another year? It'll increase, right? But instead, what if I join the FSA? What if I join the FSA, the free shit army? Start collecting uh, food stamps. The whatever that is called here, the SNAP cards, the whatever, welfare benefits. I could probably collect that for a year or so. Just live off of that. Live off the country, live off the state of Connecticut that I've been paying into all my life. Just kind of take my little cut. I'm thinking about that. I mean, if it's doable, if they give me, I don't know, I don't need much, maybe $1,000 a month, in between the food and everything else. A person not working, not drawing any kind of pay, they get health care, they get everything. That's another thing. If I take the Social Security, I'm going to have to be paying for my own health care and blah, blah, blah. There's ways around to leech off the system here, and I need to exploit that. I've never even thought of that, but it is an option. If you can't beat them, join them. Become one of these people that live off the system, get everything free. Why not? Green thing, I had a beautiful weekend. Oh, baby, I'm sure you did. I did. That's great. That's great, Green thing. Buffett made 99% of his wealth after age 50. Absolutely, Solid Tank. Absolutely. He wrote that book. He didn't write the book. Benjamin Graham wrote that investing book, The Intelligent Investor. Benjamin Graham was an earlier investor who took a young Warren Buffett, fucking 70 years ago, under his wing and taught him everything he knew. And then Buffett, wrote introductions to later editions of this book, The Intelligent Investor. And that's like the gold standard of, investing 101. If you don't want to take a college class, read The Intelligent Investor, and it'll give you a good background on the entire investing process, how things work, how cycles work, and everything. It's really a great book. And I'm seeing these crypto bros and shit, these people, jumping on any kind of hot stock, and they think they know everything. And I actually saw a meme where a young girl, probably in her 20s, had a copy of that Intelligent Investor book and was throwing it in the trash. Like, she knows better, And I had to laugh, because this chick doesn't know anything. She caught fire with some stock or some crypto that ran up on her, and she thinks she knows it all. And so, these people will learn. What goes up comes down. Easy come, easy go. Major, he wants to go to war. Trump does. Well, I don't know if Trump does. I think Israel wants the U.S. to go to war. Create more chaos, and it's really unnecessary. One share of BRK.A is $724,000. Yes, absolutely, Buddy Cat. Thank you for the update. I told this story before. A true story. When I was a young man, I was 15. I was hit by a motor vehicle. I lacerated my neck, and ended up winning a lawsuit where I got some money, but it was in the form of an annuity, so it was paid over a number of years. And One of the checks I got was like $21,000, I think, something like that. It was like the second to the last check. It was 21,000. Was it that, or did I have the money? I might have had the money set aside. BRK.A stock, when my children were very young, like 1984, 1994, 95, was somewhere around $9,000 a share. Berkshire Class A, and I had that money set aside, and I wanted to buy a share of one share each for each of my two daughters of Class A. It was 9,000 something a share, and instead, my first ex-wife nagged the fuck out of me to death. Nagged me to death. She had a perfectly good car. She had an old Nissan Stanza or some shit. It was fine, you know. It was. She wanted a car. She wanted a car. The kid, you know, she needed car seats. Blah 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 blah. So I ended up buying like a Mercury Topaz or some fucking car, some crap American-made car that I just paid cash for. You know, I didn't take a loan out. I took that money and I bought the car. And you know, and obviously the car depreciated. It's gone. It's long gone. And meanwhile, Berkshire Class A is $725,000 a share. So you know, each of my two kids could have had $750,000 if I didn't listen to my stupid ex-wife. That's probably the investment I most regret not making, was buying Class A at 9,000 and holding it for 30 years. But you live and learn, you know, and you see people throwing their you know, the book in the trash, and these fuckos don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they're cash heavy, Solid Tank. Berkshire is completely cash heavy. They sold a lot of stock. They're holding something like $337 billion in cash. I mean, that's more than most countries have, is Berkshire Hathaway. And they came out with this Class B that was a little cheaper. It's a way for some of us smaller investors to get into that stock. So I've been buying some Class B shares here and there, but when Buffett stopped buying them, that's when I stopped buying them, because that's, you know, the 725,000 is probably overvalued also. You know, it's probably only worth 600,000 or whatever. If you wait till 67, you get max payout. Yes, I know. I don't want to wait that long, though, my friend. I have 6 years between now and when I turn 67, and so I want to enjoy my retirement. I have my health. I want to enjoy my retirement. I don't want to keep grinding on that fucking hamster wheel for another 6 years. No way. Get your employer to terminate you, not performance. You could collect unemployment. Well, putty cat. I mean, in Connecticut, if there's a termination for cause, like, you know, underperformance or you know, some type of insubordination or some shit like that, they could contest the unemployment benefits to the employee. You know, most of the time they don't, but if they're assholes, they can do that. And so if they really had it out for me, they could give me a hard time with that kind of scenario. I'm not going to do that. You know, they've been good to me, this company, for 18 years. I've been there 18 years, and They're paying me pretty good, so I can't complain. I'm tired of the rat race, and family situation dictates that I get out early. I say take Social Security. You don't know how long you will live. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Putty Cat. Yeah, definitely live off of dividends, and that's the plan, my friend. Car's a necessity, not a new car. Yeah, I haven't bought a new car. I don't know. I bought the 2017. What was that? A 2017 Subaru Outback. I bought that new when I got this job, and they raised my pay uh, substantially. They raised my pay something like 25% at the time, and they told me to get a car, and that they were putting me on their thing for with a vehicle allowance. They're giving me a $485 check every month. So I put down a down payment on a brand new 2017 Outback, and they pretty much paid for it. I traded it in. I had 170,000 miles on it a couple years ago, and I traded it in, and I got a used Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry, a 2019 yeah, it was a 2019 Toyota Camry I bought. Was it 20? I don't know, 2020 maybe. This is a Toyota Camry I got, and I bought it from Enterprise Car Sales under book value, and I drove that for a couple years, and then I got T-boned in that, so that totaled that. And so once I got the payout from that injury, or that accident, I put a down payment on this car. This is a 2021 RAV4 that I bought a year ago, or 2 years ago now. It was 2 years ago. 2023 was when I had that accident. So, and this is the car I have. This is the car I'm paying off right now. They're paying for it, but I'm adding $650, $750 a month on top every month as I can, whatever I can allocate. I'm paying this thing off. So this is my last debt that I have, is this car, and that's gonna be paid off when I retire. This will be my car that I'll drive into the ground. Terrible, and she became an ex-wife anyways. Yes, that's most of them do here in the United States. I'm definitely concerned that the market drilling has only just begun. Yeah, it has, my friend. Solid Tank. You got to keep an eye on things every day. Watch on Twitter. Watch the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. That tracks all Nancy Pelosi and everybody else in Congress, what they're doing. That's a good way to gauge what's going to happen. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on insider buying and selling. I heard Jamie Dimon from the CEO of JP Morgan Chase dumped something like $237 million worth of his own company's stock. So when these fat cats are dumping stock, something's definitely on the event horizon. So you need to keep an eye on that. And if you have a lot of one share of something or whatever, maybe pull it out and put 50% of it out or something. Not investment advice, guys. I'm just speculating what I might do. Pull 50% out, put it in a cash fund, a money market for now. See how things roll out. Dave 25, good morning. He says David Bulldog. Dave 25, what about Bulldog? He goes live usually around now. He may be on. or maybe around 6 o'clock. My car is paid off and I have one payment left on the Corolla I bought my grandmother. Good for you, my friend. Pay that sucker off. And once you're paid off, get the titles. Make sure you get the titles to your vehicles. And make sure the insurance company that you have is aware that you have the titles now. Because if something happens, they're going to cut a check to that the company you had the loan with. And then, good luck trying to get that back from them. That's a big clusterfuck you don't want to have. So once you pay the car off, you want to contact your insurance company, tell them I have the title, change over, everything over to me. Subaru Outback, long time, at least 200,000. Yeah, Putty Cat. I put a beating on that fucking car though, and one thing I didn't do, Putty Cat, I didn't change the fucking transmission oil on that motherfucker. That's where I fucked up. The lights were starting to come on and everything, and it was probably just a matter of flushing out all the fluids. But by then I had been rear-ended once, and carriage dinged on the sides. I said, fuck it, I'll just get another vehicle, and I ended up getting a Toyota Camry that was totaled. Now I'm driving the RAV4 here. I love the RAV4, man. You could stealth camp in this thing, You could park anywhere, put the seat down, or you could put the back seat down and put a bed back there. You could literally live in this thing. If I was that fucking poor, I would probably do that. Toyota Camry, yeah. Well, that car didn't last. The engine might last, but unfortunately, the frame was bent from the impact in the collision. It was not repairable. They totaled it. Just keep regular maintenance. Yeah, absolutely. Keep telling Noodles that. Dave 25, tell Mr. Boldo to change his transmission oil now, before it's too late. Dave 25. Go to Jiffy. No, well, you can't go to Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube doesn't do that. Go to his local service guy. That you don't have to go to a Toyota dealership, because they'll try to fucking upsell you. Just go to your local mechanic. Tell him you want a transmission flush and new oil, man. $200 or so. That's all it should cost you. And that car will keep running, man. Good morning, Chad. How are you? Today's Dow's future down 316 points. Wow. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Chad Bailey. Hello. I have a big payment on. Big to me, $480 a month. Yeah, man. Car payments are a big expense, but it's like one of the last ones you want to not pay. You want to keep your car for sure. So I hope you're able to pay that thing off, man. I know what you mean. I'm lucky enough where they're paying my car here, the company. Dealers don't recommend flushing fluids in transmissions. Exactly. The biggest scam, Chad. And stupid me, I listened to the dealer. It had the Subaru had the continuous variable transmission, the CVT. You never have to change the transmission. And I kind of it stuck in my head where I knew he wasn't right, but every time that something came up or where I could have got it done, I remember that, and I kind of put it off, and I put it off, and before long I had 170,000 miles on the thing, and the fucking lights were going off. Should have been flushed at 70,000, 75,000 is when you should do that. And every 75,000 miles after that. 2019 Jeep. Dealer will not flush, and a lot of dealers, mom and pops, will not touch. Really? Wow. Yeah, you got to find one that will do it for you, and just go there and do it. Even if you got to drive 30 miles, take a day off from work to go there, just do it, man, because you're gonna put 100,000 miles of life on your car just changing the transmission. If a dealer flush 1,500, yeah, that's a fucking ripoff, dude. I paid 200 something. I don't remember what it was. $232, something like that. That's all the guy charged me for this. If you miss a couple payments, they will repossess your car. Yeah. Life of oil. Yeah, exactly. The oil breaks down. They want cars to be a disposable item like a cell phone. Yeah, the cell phone, they lock in the battery, and then the battery goes and you got to get it. I just got a new phone here because the fucking battery was exploding, was coming out of the back end of the phone. And that's my fault, I think, because I overcharged the fucking phone. I always had it at 100% or near 100%. If it dropped below 80%, I started looking for a plug to plug it in. This new phone has a overcharge protection that it's just a tab. You switch it on, it charges up to 80% or 81% is what I'm seeing here, and it stops. Then once a week, it'll fully charge up to 100% just to keep the battery calibrated properly. But that hopefully this new feature will protect me from when I've had problems with these Moto phones with the fucking battery eventually going on you. $10-mile oil change on your engine. Yeah. Yeah, Chad, I get synthetic 0W16 on this RAV4, and the owner's manual says, I think it says 3,000 miles or maybe 5,000 miles. I got to read it. They're recommending 3,000 miles. I never go back at 3,000. I go back around 5,000, between 5,000 and 6,000. If I'm out somewhere and I can't get it done at 5,000, I'll usually let it go to about 6,000 miles before I change the oil. How harsh you drive? Yeah, I had mine done at 75,000. Full synthetic. Yeah. I always look for the coup. I go to Valvoline. I always look for the coupon online. They always have like a $10 off coupon for synthetic. Save yourself some money. Yep. Radiator, they say 100,000 miles in every 50,000. Yeah. I had my radiator flush done. It was over 100,000. I think I had like 105 or something. I did it then. Maybe 107,000. So yeah, I did flush the radiator out, but the oil change before this last one, two oil changes back, I had Valvoline do that for me, flush out the radiator, and they did it. I don't know what it was, like $100 maybe. Anyway, guys, it's getting near that time. I gotta get some gasoline. I'm on the road today. The 6 o'clock girl just pulled in here next to me, so it's my time to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out there, guys. Just you want to tap the thumbs up button if you haven't. That helps me get in the algorithm. I'm here usually every Monday through Friday with the Random Guy podcast. All it is a random guy, myself, having coffee, talking about whatever. And today we talked about cars. So that's cool. Some stocks also. We had a good little short discussion. Everybody have a great day. And, catch you back hopefully tomorrow. Take care.